Man came to apply for a marriage certificate. Unexpectedly, he was informed by the staff that his and his wife's marriage certificate was fake. Even the embossed seal was forged. The man couldn't believe it. He and his wife had clearly registered their marriage 5 years ago. He asked the staff to double-check. The staff told the man his wife was indeed married, but the man was listed as unmarried. A bad feeling surged in the man's heart. He asked the staff who his wife's husband was. The staff told him a name that was both familiar and unfamiliar. Just a few days ago, the man had just returned home. He saw his wife standing closely with a man. His wife told him this was her best friend, who had just returned from abroad. At the time, although he felt their relationship was a bit too close, he didn't expect that they were actually legally married. The man rushed home in a hurry to ask his wife for clarification. He had just reached the door, but he overheard a conversation between his wife and an employee inside. He received an even more shocking piece of news. Some time ago, his wife suddenly wanted to adopt a girl. It turned out that this little girl was actually the child of his wife and that friend of hers. In a state of rage and grief, the man lost his balance and fell to the ground. The wife inside heard a sound from outside the door. She opened the door and helped the man up. The wife nervously asked if the man had heard anything, but the man only said that he wasn't feeling well. The wife sighed in relief. Seeing that the man was injured, she hurriedly called the maid to bring the first aid kit. But as she began to treat his injury, the wife received a call from her close friend. She immediately left the man. In a hurry, the man leaned back on the couch. A tear rolled down his cheek. He was the son of a wealthy tycoon, but he gave up everything to be with the woman. He followed her to the city she lived in, abandoning everything. And after 5 years of effort, this was the result he got. The man's phone rang. It was the director of the orphanage, asking the man to process the adoption of the little girl. When the man arrived at the orphanage, he saw his wife with her friend and the little girl together in the grass, watching their intimate family scene. The man's last bit of love for his wife was completely exhausted. He took out his phone and called the rich girl. The man asked the rich girl if she was still willing to continue their engagement. The rich girl had always liked the man. She told him their engagement was always valid. Moreover, the rich girl had known all along that the man's marriage certificate was fake. She had been waiting for the man to see his wife's true nature and return to her. The man and the rich girl agreed that 3 days later, they would go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get their marriage certificate. But before leaving, the man planned to give his wife a big gift. Returning home from the orphanage, the wife and her friend were at home. The wife told the man her friend had just returned from abroad and had nowhere to stay. She wanted to stay with them for a while. The man no longer cared about his wife. He readily agreed to their request. Then, he went upstairs. But the friend didn't know the man had already planned to leave. He continued to provoke the man, trying to force him to leave the woman. He woke up early to make breakfast. He intentionally made chestnut soup, which the man was allergic to. As a result, the man drank the soup and collapsed. The friend showed a smug smile. The man was hospitalized due to the allergy. The wife went to visit the man. The friend called the woman, intentionally saying he caused the man to be hospitalized. He felt very guilty, and he wanted to personally apologize to the man. The wife handed the phone to the man, but the friend told the man that he had deliberately made the chestnut soup. The man knew the friend wanted to be with his wife. He spoke into the phone, "I don't need the trash anymore." Just after hanging up, the friend sent the wife another message, saying he wanted to make some supplements for the man, but he injured his hand. The wife saw the message and rushed out to find the friend. The next day, the man asked the maid to put all the photos of him and the woman into a metal bucket. Then, he poured alcohol over them. He lit a lighter and threw it into the metal bucket. He burned all the past with the woman. It was also the beginning of his new life. The next day was the day the man was leaving. It was also the day the wife was holding a welcome party for the adopted daughter. Early in the morning, the rich girl came to pick up the man to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau. When the rich girl's car was leaving, the woman was driving back. In the living room, the decoration was very beautiful. In the center, there was a large photo covered by a white cloth. The woman was about to uncover the white cloth, but the maid stopped her. She said the man had instructed. This was the big gift he gave to the woman. It should not be uncovered until all the guests had arrived. The woman, seeing how thoughtful the man was, couldn't help but smile. She sent a message to the man. The welcome party was about to start. She asked him to come back quickly. The guests gradually arrived. The woman called the little girl to meet everyone, but the little girl grabbed the friend's hand and called him Dad. She asked him to cut the cake with her. The woman became a bit flustered. She told the girl, "This man is not your father." Insisted on telling her mom, "This is her father." In the struggle with her mom, the girl accidentally pulled a corner of the white cloth. The woman ripped off the white cloth and revealed a photo of her with the friend. Everyone was shocked. The guests picked up their phones and started taking pictures. The woman called the man, but no one answered. Panicking, the woman kicked the guests out. She never imagined that at this moment, the man was sitting on the couch, watching the news about her infidelity.